Welcome everyone to Detroit, Michigan for the Red Sox Racing Series. We are set for race number 4 here for Esports Broadcasting Network. I'm your host Adam Chapman. Chevrolet Detroit Grand Prix here in Detroit, Belle Isle is going to be a fun one. It's going to be a crazy race, guys. I'm not going to lie. I've been actually looking forward to this one for quite a few weeks. When I first seen it on the schedule, I was like, how is this going to work out for these cars in a place like this? And then I started reading a little bit here about it. Was not aware that IMSA actually did race here, so pretty cool to know that. So there is room to race. It might not be a lot, I guess. What a great view right there, by the way. I love that. But welcome to Detroit. This is going to be a fun one. This track, very famous. Been around for a while now, but 14 turns. 2.35 miles, and it's mixed concrete, asphalt, and concrete mixed surface. So something a little bit different these tires are going to have problems with. But it's going to be fun. I am looking forward to it. Everything I know has run here. I was sitting there looking a lot about it. Of course, they run the IndyCar double weekend header here, or the double header here. And, of course, I mentioned that they have ran the IMSA series here as well. So, pretty neat looking stuff. But, welcome to Detroit. Welcome to Red Sox Racing League. We got about 2 minutes here left in practice before we go racing. And from what I was told, this race is going to finish at dusk, and there will be just a little bit of enough light to see, but the headlights should be showing good on the track towards the end of this race. So very cool. I hope so, because that's unique to us. I like seeing that. It's pretty cool. A little bit about Red Sox Racing League. If you do not know, this is one of the oldest racing leagues in all of iRacing. They've been around since 2010. They have had John Henry, who is the owner of the Boston Red Sox Major League Baseball team, is one of the founders of the league, hence the racing name, the Red Sox Racing League. That's where it came from. A racing series is where it came from. Some of the admins that they used to have, or administrators that they used to have coming in here, Nim Cross. A lot of people know Nim, the head iRacing steward over at iRacing. Shannon Williams, Jeff Thomas, Les Turner, and now Terry Dahl is in here as well. They're current administrators, Les and Terry both. A little bit about Les. He's actually been in the league since the beginning in 2010. And, of course, Terry also has been here since 2017. So, really cool. But, yeah, a little bit of information about this league that makes this unique. This league does not run full field. They only run 65% field. This is a sprint race. It's not a endurance race. It's only 30-minute races. So, they run 35%. 65%, I'm sorry. No, 35% of the fuel is what they run. Sorry. They run 35% fuel tank that actually has to make it to where they have to pit during that 30 minutes. Usually we see guys, last week we see them mix it up quite a bit during that race. Some guys pitted super early, and actually turned out the guys that pitted early actually worked out better. So we could see that here again tonight. One other thing that these guys do, as far as their points, and we'll get into that a little bit later on. Points right now still kind of close. I don't have this have it right up in front of me. But one thing that these guys do is you have to make it around pit road once the race is over. If you do not do that, it is I believe it's a 4-point penalty if you do not come to the starting columns of pit lane. So if you just pull off the track, and if you're running for a championship, well, there goes your 4 points out the window. So, yeah, we'll see how it plays out tonight. Qualifying get underway. We got a pretty good packed field here tonight. 17 drivers taking a green flag. And that's going to make things interesting, especially on tight corners. I was just talking to Landon Lacey a few moments ago. And you see qualifying, by the way, 15 minutes long. And so we watched Terry head out on the track here. And we can actually ride on board with him. Let's do that. But one of the biggest things that Landon talked about, because he just bought the track tonight, is how blind these corners actually are. They're kind of come up on you really quick. You don't know exactly which way to turn until you get right to the curb, and you just see it right there. Is a great example of it. You see the blue and white rumble strips right there on the side. That it basically helps you see where you're at. But you see how blind. That was the biggest issue that Landon was having, was to see exactly where and when to make that turn in. So we'll see how he plays out. Right now we're watching Terry. Terry's done great since the drop all 3 weeks. I believe he's finished. I think he's only finished outside the top 3 once. I think he finished 4th last week. And that's who we're going to stay on board right now to give you an idea how tight these turns actually are. Right here's a very tight one. A left and then another left-hand turn right here. And we ain't even got down to one of the most technical parts. Right here it is. Very technical, very easy, slow sweeping corners. That was another thing that some drivers told me. They were surprised on how slow these corners actually are. Of course, you know, the IndyCar runs here, so it's a lot faster for them guys. But here in these big, wide GTE cars, it is a lot of slower corners for these cars. There's your pit lane right over here, and here it comes. Off turn 13 and 14. Right here you go. Actually, he is in turn 1. I apologize. So there's your lap around Detroit. And now he will start his lap here. Some other drivers out on track. Mark Allen right here in that number 19 car. We got a bunch of guys out there as well. We have got Tommy Ryan put down some laps right now. Of course, that's going to go up by quite a bit. That laps will not count for him. And there you see Mark Allen letting some of these cars go. This right here will help him get some better laps. Here's 24, Landon Lacey smacking a wall, and that's what we're going to see a lot of tonight. Some drivers doing that. Here's the Ford of Dave Hill rocking the Blue Jays. Of course, it is postseason baseball time. Go Braves, by the way. I think they're winning right now. But I'm sure some guys in here don't want to hear that. We're watching Dave Hill right now. Of course, guys, we're rocking the pink this week. Or this month, should I say. And you can actually help out if you choose to. It is not a must by any means. But we are going to be trying to raise some money for breast cancer all through the month of October. And I will have a link in the chat. I will post it right here in just a second. And you can click on that and share it as Dave Hill actually gets into the wall. You see that thing crab walking down through there. Bill Palucki in the number 81 out on track as well. Let me know your thoughts. Who's going to walk out of here with the win tonight? Tommy, I think, is going to be one of the favorites. He was one of the fastest in practices that these guys had this week. But we are going to be... Oh, sorry about that, guys. I had that popped up on YouTube. I was trying to find out Tommy's lap from this week. Watching Bill right now. Working into the corner. You see how tight these corners are going to be. This is going to be one of the craziest starts we're going to see all year for these guys. As Terry did jump up to the lead with a 126.683 at the moment. Tommy put down the fastest lap in Tuesday's night practice. He ran a 126.267. So there you go. And Kevin Rydell and Terry was right there as well. Robert just jumped up. Kevin jumped up as well. 127 on them cars. Jumped back a little bit here. Dennis Griffin, I haven't really spoke a lot about him. Currently running in P6 at the moment here. And guys, I think we actually got a few more guys actually joining the server. Have to wait and see. Les Turner out there. We just talked about him. Blue Jays on the side of that car. Of course, this track has been around for a long time. I believe it started... I think it was 1982 was the first race. It is 1982, first race that they ran here. And of course that was at the IndyCar series, I do believe. Most wins, Helio Castroneves with 3, and Penske Racing. And of course, if we go back to the IMSA WeatherTech Championship, it was, I don't know actually what cars them actually was. It does not say as Les actually gets into the wall just a little bit there, so he's going to probably have to reset that one. There he is. David Shutouts on track. Sim Racing Authority. Of course, we broadcast our truck series on Sunday nights. I was trying to find the points for these guys, but I will tell you the next couple races that we go to. Of course, tonight we're here in Detroit. Then we mix it up, and next week we head to Road Atlanta, which is a great track, by the way. That's going to be a fun race. And then we head to my favorite track at Spa. That's really going to be a fun race. Look forward to seeing how them guys compete at both of them tracks. Tommy Ryan did jump up to the top of the board. David Shutt moves up to second. Let's jump back a little bit here. Oh, Burdell shutting it off. Who else we got out there? 17 drivers in here. I thought there was 18. I do apologize. Landon Lacey just jumps up to 4th. That's kind of a surprise. It's a good lap for him. I think he likes that. He hasn't really had a lot of time to race here. So here's the Porsche 991 RSR. It's a good looking paint scheme on the side of that car. And I apologize, guys. I got to do something real fast because I did not have it set. There you go. Good looking ride on that. Age Motorsports. Good looking ride. I like seeing some of these paints, man. I think we see some of the nicest paints on all of iRacing on these GTE cars. I'm going to be honest. Riding on board now with Robert. About 8 minutes left here in qualifying. And he is working through turns. I believe that's 6 right there. Here's a good passing zone right here. Straight away, a lot of speed. So if you can outbrake the person into the last corner, you can actually get it quite a bit. Oh, he's going to go right for the wall. May have tapped it. If he did, that lap will not count. Have to wait and see. Some guys have already put down laps, by the way, but you're seeing a lot of practice still being done in here. Tyler Stevens currently in 8th place in that number 70 car. See how he does here tonight. By the way, guys, I'm going to give Sam Cooper Bennett a shout out while I'm sitting here thinking of it. We're going to have some new cameras here for these guys. I believe starting. We may get them before this race ends. I got to wait and see. If so, that'd be awesome. It'd be fun. A little bit different stuff. But we'll definitely have them next week. That's really interesting. That's going to be fun to have. Kevin Rydell. He was pretty fast in the practice Tuesday. Not so fast here in the qualifying right now. Right now at 127.107, which is a lot faster than me. See them headlights glowing on the front of that car through the S's here. And he is getting ready to work through turns 12 or 13, I apologize. Here you go. That's where a lot of guys have been having trouble right there in that turn and this one. A lot of guys come out and hit that concrete wall. And he may be coming down pit road. There's your good look at pit road. You do see some damage on the left front of that car. Of course, here's a look at your current pole sitter at the moment. I don't think this is too surprising to some of these guys. Tommy's been one of the class of the field so far this season. I was actually trying to find the point standings. I do not have it. Watching Tommy right now. About 5 minutes left here in the opening round of qualifying. Of course, this going to be, he's already done with his lap. Actually, David Shutt just jumped up and knocked him off the pole. Actually, guys, I think this is just 15 minutes. I think, I'm trying to see. I don't know if you have a certain amount of laps. I think it just keeps counting. I think it's just open and qualifying for 15 minutes. So we'll see if Tommy can jump up and grab that pole. That's a good lap on 125.983. Back up here to Robert. You see the sun really starting to set here at Detroit, or in Detroit. There's a good look at it right there on track. Look at that back end slide around in that Porsche. We was curious. I was talking to, like I mentioned earlier, I was talking to Landon. He was curious on which car to drive tonight. He decided he elected to go to Ferrari. Right now, the BMW M8 GTE is on top of the board. And then it's the Ferrari, and then another BMW. So right now, it's basically your top five BMW and Ferraris. It's BMW, Ferrari, BMW, Ferrari, BMW, your top five. So right now, kind of a mixed bag, I guess we can say. Tyler Stevens out on track. Patriot Fire on the side of that number 70 car. Love that paint scheme. Let me know in the comments, as I mentioned. Let me know who you think's going to grab this win here tonight. Imagine during an endurance race here, like a 24-hour race, man, you would be dead. This track is so technical. Out of the next few tracks, I don't know if this one's more technical than Spa. I would consider it as. Other guys might not. Spa's got its own unique challenges, such as coming up El Rouge up the hill. I think that is a matter all of itself. But man, this track right here, the corners are definitely slow, but you don't want them to be slow. But there's not a lot of room to make mistakes. If you make mistakes, it's probably going to cost you your starting spot, or you're going to take somebody else out, especially here at the start of this race. Start is what we're really interested in watching. I'm really anxious to see that. Mark Allen currently 13th. He is in the Ferrari 488. On board with him as he works across the start-finish line into turn 1. There's a great look. You can see how much curb he does use. Got to be careful right there. I wasn't at the turn that the pace car spun out, or was it coming out of this turn? I think it was right there though, where the pace car actually spun out during the IndyCar race, or it might have been right here. You see how slow these corners actually are, and how much curves they actually use. Right there's a great shot of how much curve he just used. Mark Allen currently 13th. Best lap at the moment is a 1:28, so he's definitely looking to try to pick up a lot of time at the moment, working on the backstretch, or the back part of the track, should I say. Right here's a very technical section as well. A lot of guys really overshoot and kind of they use their brakes too late. That is one of the issues I've seen during practice. A lot of guys braking way too late and not early enough. And that's one thing some of these guys are going to have to try to adapt to in this practice or qualifying session. You see Mark working to the front stretch now. Let's see if he can improve his 1:28 time. He's got about a minute left, so he will get another lap in. Cross to the line. He actually ran. That was a better lap, but it keeps him in 13th. Actually matched his same time, I believe. Of course, there's Landon Lacey running that Ferrari as well. A little bit of traffic here in front of him. And there you see him shutting it off, and that will be it for qualifying for Mr. Landon Lacey in that 24. See if Tommy can jump up on top. He is just now starting his lap here, so he'll get one chance. Let's see if he can grab the pole away. Of course, guys, tomorrow night I'll be back in the booth again. iRacing East Series, they head to, I believe it's Daytona tomorrow night. Be back with them guys, and then Saturday night be back with the Wild Horse Racing League. I cannot remember exactly where we go with them. And yeah, then I think Sam will be back in the booth on Sunday. I may be back in the booth on Sunday. I'm waiting to get the word from the Dirt Series. They had to cancel last week, so waiting to see what's going on this week. But I may be back there as well. Here comes Tommy. See if he can jump up here. Working through turns 13 to 14 now. This is his last lap to jump up to the top of the board. Looking to beat a 125.983. Here he comes, and he will not do it. He's just going to go ahead and pull it down pit road. Dave Hill, I think he's going to have a chance. Christopher Jimenez is out on track as well. There's Dave Hill. Dave right now in 10th. These guys got about 1 minute before we start the gridding process. David Shutt going to be on top of the board. And I don't know if David is actually in here. He is not, so we won't be able to talk to him yet. We might be able to talk to him at the end of the race. Just have to wait and see. There's Christopher coming down pit road. So qualifying looks to be complete. And it is. We will have nobody else coming out on track. So that's going to give the 10 car, David Shutt, the pole here going into this race. Congratulations to him, a 125.983 for the driver of the 10. Tommy Ryan is in the second position. Terry Dahl, Landon Lacey, and Tyler Stevens going to be your top 5. We'll get a look here at our lone grid here in just a few moments once they start gridding up and find out what row and all that good stuff that they're on. So give it just a moment here, guys. Chevrolet Detroit Grand Prix about to come at you, presented by Lear, as these cars getting ready to start gridding here in just about 12 seconds. We'll start seeing some cars grid up here on the circuit. 14 turns, 30 minutes. Of course, these guys do have to pit at least one time as the countdown is officially over. So David Shutt is going to be your official pole sitter here for this one. And now we will wait for the grid to start taking place. And here we go. You see it right up here. There we go. As you see, Terry already gridded as well. We'll get a look here at your grid. David Shutt. I thought I just seen him grid. Did I see him? Not yet. We'll wait until he grids. But there you go. A look at your gridding order tonight. David Shutt, Tommy going to be starting side by side of row 1. Terry Dahl, Landon Lacey going to be rolling off in 3rd and 4th. Landon's probably pretty happy with that time. Tyler Stevens, Dave Hill. Dave's somebody I'm going to be watching as well. Kevin Rydell is another guy I'm going to be watching alongside Mark Wilson in row 4. Row 5, there you go. James Prostell Jr. going to be rolling off in 10th place. In row number 6, we got Les Turner. Keep your eye on the 01, and Dennis Griffith, definitely another guy to keep an eye on. Mark Allen, somebody else to watch. Bill Paul Lucky going to be rolling off beside him in row 7. There's row number 8, Bert Hale and Christopher and Ricky Harden, Gerald Livingston, and that will be our grid order for tonight. Getting ready to go here, 30 minutes. Still waiting on a couple guys to grid up. Mainly just 2 guys. We're waiting on David Shutt. He's got about 85 seconds or so to grid up. Look at all these beautiful looking cars out there. Love the look of these cars here tonight. It is going to be a fun one. It's going to be a wild one. This first lap is going to be the most craziest restart we're probably going to see here. I don't know. I say that we go to Spa in a couple weeks, so that's going to be interesting to see as well. So we're just sitting here waiting as you look down at some of the cars here. Looking back through the field, David Shutt has about 10 seconds to actually grid up. So this is going to be interesting, and there he is. As the headlights come on, the pace car is going to roll, and we are set to go. Green flag racing here from Detroit, Michigan. As the cars start to roll. There's a great look there. Right on board right now. In car, you see these cars probably get a lot of speed, trying to get some heat in the tires. It's one important aspect if you're new to road racing, especially in these cars. You see it right there, trying to get the heat in them tires. Very important. As the pace car already falling in, so we're going to be really cold tires here, guys. Get ready. Green flag out of the air. We are racing from Detroit. 30 minutes, 21 laps. As green flag drops, David Shutt going to lead them into turn number 1 and 2. Side by side a little bit further back. Who is that in 5th place? Sorry, it's all sorting out. We'll get that sorted out. There you go. Side by side, Tyler Stevens and Dave Hill. Look at that view. Headlights coming right at you. Oh, we got some wrecks. Tommy is off track. Oh, big trouble here for last week's winner, and he is dropping back. That is not what he wanted. May have had an issue. Let's see if we can see. This was for the lead. Was there this was actually for 3rd. I apologize. Oh, got some cold tires coming to effect. A little bit too much curb. And now, oh, did he just wreck again? Let's see. He backs up. Hold on. Oh, he has so much trouble getting around. Look how much time he has lost. He has got his work cut out for him. Tommy with a lot of trouble here, dropping back, started in second, back to 18. Landon Lacey's going to be the big advantage of it. He takes over second, trying to run down the leader, David Shutt. Terry Dahl runs in third, Dave Hill in fourth. Tyler Stevens has continued to run in fifth, and Kevin Rydell is now in sixth place. Do we have another issue? Les Turner has actually dropped back. You see some damage on that car. I believe this happened from the incident with Tommy. And Les right now, a little bit of trouble. A lot of cold tires on this race, and that could be an issue. Here comes someone else down pit road. It is Robert Canican, I believe is how you say his last name. He is dropping down in that Porsche as his race in a little bit of trouble here. So he is on pit road, and there you go. Now the battle's going to try to start taking place. Now it's just continuing doing what you can do. Les Turner also on pit road as well. Right here, Tyler Stevens, Dave Hill trying to battle it out for the fourth position. There's a wreck. Terry Dahl involved. Second, third, fourth, and fifth. All involved. Tyler Stevens makes it through it. Terry goes around. He has to sit there and wait, or this could be an issue. There we go. Almost had it. As Dave Hill has to get a tow back to pit road. Let's see what happened to Terry Dahl. Working too much curb, a little bit of brake. Clogs up the track, and that is the big issue we talked about. Not a lot of racing room here in Detroit. That tends to happen quite a bit. Another look. Let's see if we can listen. Listening. Everything good right now. Here's where the incident occurred. Wheel spin. Locks it up and goes around, and then that right there just takes place. So Terry going to be in a lot of trouble now. As the battle up front, Tyler Stevens has gained a ton of spots as well. He moves into third. It is David Shutt still leading with Kevin Rydell, Mark Wilson, the biggest game of James Prostell. Some of the biggest racers we have seen all season long taken out early in this one. And there's a look at James Prostell. That is a great looking car. Walked the end all-timers. Love that paint scheme on that. So things have gotten crazy here already in Detroit, and it is going to continue to do this, I think, as this race goes on. We're going to have a lot of drivers have that issue, and hopefully it kind of, balances out. But one thing about this place, it is a wild fest. Let's just be honest. What's up, Scott? How's it going, buddy? I'm glad you made it down there safe. That's awesome. I was wondering if you made it down there or not. I'm glad to see that you made it down there safe. Family's good and all that stuff. As Christopher Jimison, I believe is how you say his name, is around here on the straight as well. Locks them up, not to get in the back. Great job there. Just spun it around. That's a great place to actually spin it around at. There ain't no wall there, so why not? You see it right there, going a little bit too hot, spins it around. Great job just to lock it down there. But Scott, I'm glad you made it, buddy. I was wondering about you. I was sitting there talking to Landon or somebody earlier. Might have been Sam, asking if you got down there safe or not. Woo, this race fired me up, boys. I ain't been this excited in a long time. That first little sequence there is absolutely insane. So how about that? Oh, here's a little bobble from Bartel. But how about that? Tommy Ryan, Terry Dahl, Dave Hill, Les Turner, Robert is 14th back. You see the lights flashing. That is a 72 flashing the lights. And it might be Tommy as well flashing his lights, trying to get by this car with a beat-up wing of Bartel. And here we go. It's so tough to pass on this track, man. You really have to be patient. And I know Tommy not really wanting to be too patient here, but there you see him looking to the inside now as they work 3 wide down the long straightaway. This is a passing zone. You see Bartel just going to slow down, let him go. Christopher right now still kind of slowing Tommy down just a little bit here. But all this happened 33 seconds behind the leaders. Wow. And Terry Dahl is on pit road again. Actually, this might be his first stop in that 53 car. Remember, these guys only take 35% fuel, so they have to at least pit one time. And this could be it. I bet it does. And no problem, buddy. I enjoy doing it. If I didn't like doing it, I wouldn't do it. And everybody that knows me knows if I don't appreciate a league, I will not broadcast it. I've left leagues before, and I appreciate it, man. So You do a great job. I know sometimes it gets a little crazy, but you do a great job on running it. So there is a reason. I'm sitting here thinking, it popped in my mind as we watch Tyler Stevens running in third right now. There is a reason why this league has been around for so long. It is races like what we just seen. That little sequence within them 2 laps was absolutely beyond insanity. Just being honest, that is the racing we like to see on road racing. That little tight racing like that, great all around for everybody. Back here, it is Tommy Ryan still trying to get around. Oh, it locks him up. He's going to go wide. And once again, Christopher's kind of slowing down Tommy here just a little bit. Christopher's, oh, there he goes into the wall. Christopher goes around. Tommy goes by. Robert as well goes by. And now Bertel has actually crashed out. Let's see. What happened to him? Oh, he actually just came down pit road, I believe. Yes, that is what happened. So David Shutt is showing him second, by the way. This will actually flip over, and it will show him first. There you go. Has been out front for 5 laps now. We are on lap 6. Checking through the field, seeing if there's any other top battles. What happened to Mark Allen? Something has happened to the 19 car. Oh, hard into the wall. Welcome to Detroit, because that is about as hard as you're going to hit here. And I believe he just stuck right in. Boom. Wow. And he just towed. And that right there for Mark Allen, not happy as well. So we are having a ton of cars get taken out early in this one. Right now, David Shutt, Landon Lacey, Tyler Stevens, Kevin Rydell, and Mark Wilson all top your top 5. Here on lap 6. By the way, Scott, got some news for you. We got some new cameras coming in for the road series. Can't wait to be broadcasting them. Hopefully, I think we got another road race coming up. Watkins Glen, I believe. So we'll be having some road cameras. Really anxious for that. Sam finally, I hope he's not listening. Sam finally quit being broke and bought some cameras. Here's James Prostell right now, running in 6th spot. He started back in 10th in that walked the end all timers car. Back here, Kevin Rydell has actually started catching Tyler Stevens for the 3rd position. Could be a change here soon. Guys, by the way, if you're interested, check out iRacing iFlag. You see them up in our corner. Check them out, iRacing iFlag. Get yourself an iFlag. Use code esports2019. They have been a great part of the iRacing community now for a few years. And they just came out with a new stand that will actually hold that iFlag. Pretty neat looking gadget they got going on over there. So check them out if you're interested. Use code esports2019. And grab yourself one. Why not? Add on to your rig if you have one. So here's what's interesting. David Shutt is actually catching a lap car. And I'm trying to see who this is. I hate calling him a lap car because it's Terry, and Terry's fast. So I don't think he's going to have too much problems. I think Terry's fast enough to stay up there. Or at least, but right now, David Shutt leading by 10 seconds over Landon Lacey, Tyler Stevens, and Kevin Rydell, who's back in 4th. Done a great job. Back here's another position battle for 7th. Dennis Griffin and Bill Paul Lucky for the 7th spot. And then we can go ahead and throw in Ricky Harden as well. So a 3-car battle. Oh, as Ricky just gets into the wall. Let's see if we can see what happened. I talked about them blind corners. There you go. Right into that barrier. And a little bit of cosmetic damage. It's not going to hurt that car, though. It'll be okay. These Ferraris and Fords and all that stuff's pretty tough. So Bill Palucky trying to run down Dennis Griffith, who actually started back in 12th, who actually just blinked out. Bill's starting to slowly run him down. Last lap, Paul Lucky was faster than him. Looking at the lap times, by the way, Landon Lacey, who is up in second place right now, is kind of, I don't want to say lucked into this by any means. Oh, what happened here? Oh, Christopher is done, it looks like. I'm not sure what's going on there. It's weird. Huh. Something going on there with his car. Don't look like they're servicing it. Anyway, when I say Landon kind of lucked into it, I don't mean that in a negative way. But his lap times compared to, you know, Tyler Stevens, a 128 Landon has ran. That was his last lap. Best lap is a 126. So we'll see how Landon does here. Started back in fourth. Currently up to second right now. So, oh, he just caught some of the wall hard. Hard impact on that right side. Let's see what happened to Landon Lacey. Boom, right there. And that's going to affect that car a little bit. This car turns good. I don't think it's going to mess it up too much. But he is going to probably drop back to third or fourth. I'll be keeping an eye on that. He may be coming to pit road. We'll check him out and see what happens. Yeah, it really is. I've been, and you're running the boot at the Glen, so that's interesting to me because I like broadcasting the boot. I think Morley should run that, of course. It's a fun track, too. It's fast. David Shutt continuing to lead the way here. Has led 8 laps. We are on lap 9. He's working through the back section, coming to lap 10 this time. So I'm thinking he's going to have to pit. He could probably pit next lap and be good to go. It'll be interesting to see like where Landon Lacey pits as well with that damage. He may bring that car to pit road here this time. Let's see if he does. He does bring it to pit road. Going to slow down. So Tyler Stevens takes over second for now. We'll see where all this cycles out through. So keep in mind these guys do not have to fill up all the way, I don't think, but they will not take tires nonetheless. So Mark Wilson also elected to go to pit road. Everybody else kind of spaced out once again. So what we will do, guys, we will take a break and come right back right after this. You're watching the Chevrolet Grand Prix presented by Lear RedSox Racing Series, one of the oldest leagues in iRacing. David Shutt continuing to lead the way after a wild and crazy start to this one.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was always fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos or danger until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all will be kept in the pits. Not to mention that with members in over 130 countries already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series and work your way up to one of 7 world championships, offering over $500,000 in prize money. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Back live now, guys, from Detroit, Michigan, Esports Broadcasting Network. Adam Chapman broadcasting your race here tonight for the RedSox Racing Series, one of the oldest leagues in all of iRacing. Been around since 2010. We are watching the driver of the 10, David Shutt. Right now, with them headlights glowing on track, he has been out front for all 11 laps that have been completed. I decided to mess up my timing screen. After a wild and crazy start to this one. See Lando Lacey getting that wing fixed. It's going to be interesting to see how much careful he is after spending a lot of time on pit road, I might add. 8 seconds. So not sure what that's going to do for him. Everybody else, quite a bit of time on pit road as well. So everything kind of spaced out once again. Oh, back here's something going on. Let's see what happens. Gerald Livingston running down Mark Wilson. Tommy Ryan coming down pit road. Tommy's been one of them guys that has been dominating this season for the most part. Unfortunately, I agree with you. I do agree with you on that one, Scott. It doesn't make a ton of sense. I don't know why you wouldn't run it, personally. Like, that track would be so short, you know, if you didn't. Tommy coming down or off pit road. Pretty good stop for him, 4.2 seconds. Remember, these guys only run 35% fuel, so they only need basically a splash. That car bouncing all around the track. Let's see if we can hop on board one of these guys that's trying to run for a position. Let's hop on board with Mark Wilson out there running in the 7th position. Trying to run down 6th to Bill Paulucki. He should be able to get around him pretty quick. Bill hasn't been on pit road yet, so should be able to take this spot back. How about this? Man, these cars here are so insane because the track is so narrow in Detroit for these cars. And these cars are so wide, especially the BMW, which is what we're riding on board with now. The BMW a lot wider, kind of like a tank. But it's really unique, and I do appreciate these guys putting this on the schedule because I have been wanting to broadcast a race here in so long since they put this race out. And there you see Paulucki going down pit road as Mark going across the start-finish line to begin lap number 13 for him. But yeah, I've been wanting to broadcast here for a while. This is a fun track. So, you know, Scott, if you're watching the Top Fuel Series, may have to make a trip here. Because I absolutely like this. This is a great race so far these guys are showing. Talked a lot about this league earlier. Of course, I mentioned these guys been around since 2010. The owner of the Red Sox actually was one of the founders for this league. So very awesome there. They was founded by John Henry, the owner of the Boston Red Sox Major League Baseball team. They have used to have Nim Cross and all that. Used to be admins in here. So these guys know racing. Like, that is 100% accurate. There ain't no buts about it. Still waiting on our top 3 to pit, by the way. David Shutt, Kevin Rydell, James Prostel. Lando Lacey pitted, and actually with Lando pitting, Tyler Stevens had kind of a slow pit stop. 30.6. That's why Lando was able to get back out in front of him. Actually extended it pretty good. Lando putting down some flyer laps right now. We'll see how that plays out as he almost gets the wall. And he just bought this track. That's one thing I will say about Lando Lacey. And I'm talking about him quite a bit, I know. That is one thing I will say about him is this guy can learn a track. And he almost messed up right there. But this guy can actually learn a track really fast. A lot quicker than a lot of guys can. Especially when it comes to these types of things. Great oval racer. His biggest problem is just trying to keep his head on his shoulders. And something has happened to Kevin Rydell. I think he may have just disconnected, and he was running 2nd, so we'll have to be watching this and see. That would be heartbreaking if he just lagged out, and I believe he actually has lagged out. So, unfortunately, Kevin, not what he wanted, not going to have a chance to finish well, I don't think, now. Yeah, he's just dropping back, so unfortunately for Kevin, going to be out of this one. But how about this right here? Tommy Ryan started 2nd, locked up the tires on lap 1, about turn 2. Cold tires never work out well. He dropped dead last, and he has worked his way back up to the 6th position right now, battling Tyler Stevens. Or trying to battle Tyler Stevens right now. He's still about 6 seconds behind him. So, yeah, we'll be keeping an eye on that as well. Robert is on pit road as well. Not sure. I don't see too much wrong with his car, but he has been on pit road for a while as well. Here comes James Prostell. He is pitting from second position, coming down pit road. So that's going to change hands now to Landon Lacey. Takes that away. Still waiting on our leader, David Shutt, to pit. We got about 8 minutes actually left in this race. So remember, this is a 30-minute time series. We show laps on our ticker because of the way our ticker's set up. But it does average to be around 21 laps. I want to throw in a race. I don't know why. I want to throw in a race. And there's a lot of tracks that I'm interested in broadcasting. But from a broadcaster standpoint, if I could pick one track. Now, let me think about this for a minute. One track that I could broadcast. Honestly, for the IndyCar series or for any series along that, not just the IndyCar series. I think one of the tracks I would really like to broadcast for a race like, a league race, Bathurst. I think that would be fun. Where they run Bathurst at. The Bathurst 1000. Yeah, I think that would be a really good one. I can't remember the name of the track off the top of my head. By the way, you're seeing our leader pit right now. He's going to be down and away here in just a moment. Kind of a slow stop, 11 seconds, but he's got enough time he could have took 4 tires if he chose to. Here's a battle right now for 4th. Tyler Stevens has it. Lamar would be one, but Lamar would get so spaced out. I don't think that would be a great one. Circuit of the Americas is fun. I broadcasted that. I think the one I really want to broadcast is wherever they hold Bathurst at. And I don't remember the name of the track. Maybe that's the name of it. But Mount Panorama, is that the name of it, I believe? I think that would be a fun track to broadcast a race at. And I know it's like, not really for every car, but I think that would be a really fun place. So right now we're watching the driver of the 70 of Tyler Stevens leading James Prostell, who's trying to close that gap up quite a bit. Another place I've been wanting to broadcast is VIR. I think VIR is a great racetrack too. I haven't broadcasted a race there, I don't think, as far as road races go. Terry Dahl back on pit road. He has worked his way into the top 10. It's going to be close. He should be able to keep this 9th position. It's going to be close, but it looks like he should be able to keep it fairly simple. Yeah, he will be able to keep it over Christopher. Kevin Rydell is officially out of this race, by the way. Want to mention that. Everybody kind of spaced out right now, which is something we knew would happen. But it took a while for these cars to really space out. Closest position battle right now is for 4, Tyler Stevens, James Prostell. Tyler is pulling away in that one, though, in 4th right now. He's trying to run down Mark Wilson, but sitting right now about 8 seconds behind Wilson. So if that gets any closer, we'll jump up to it. Everything else kind of definitely spaced out right now. Another thing is Landon Lacey has actually reeled in a little bit of our leader, David Shutt. I don't think he's going to have time, but he's going to be pretty happy with himself, man. Oh, I say that, I jinx. Every time I say something about somebody, I jinx them. Adam Chapman curse is a real thing, just in case anybody's wondering. Oop, wrong button. I guess it would be. I could see it being bad there. Them cars, I'm not, as far as road and the IR18s, I'm not really familiar with them, but I could see how it would be bad. And there's Landon getting the wall again. I think let me look and see if he actually got this. Yeah, he got it pretty good that time. He's going to have to calm down a little bit. Mark Wilson's going to reel him in and grab that 2nd spot away. He's only 3 seconds back now. So that is catching up to Landon. So here's another one that has closed in a little bit more. Tyler Stevens and James Prostell Jr. 4th and 5th. Right now. How about the lights starting to show up on that? That is cool looking, man. This is the first time I've seen it where it's almost dark out. Look at that purple in that car. That is really neat. Of course, guys, we got the breast cancer awareness running pretty much in every league for the month of October. Watching James Prostel right now work through. Just now working to the back part of the track. Turns 5 and 6. What's going on here? I thought I seen Christopher go around. See them lights showing here on the track now. That does not look like water. I don't know why, but it just looks weird. Might be something going on with my graphics thing. I don't know. Great looking view of the track, though, from above. Oh, we got a position battle right here. We go. Tyler Stevens has been ran down by James Prostel. About 7/10 at the moment as they work through the first couple corners here. Riding on board right now with the driver of the 16. Still a little bit light left out there, but headlights definitely going to help you. About 3 laps to go, so around 2 minutes or so. 3 minutes. If we watch this right here for 4th place right now. Tyler a little bit faster through that corner. But that draft may help down this straightaway. If there was any pull right there. I'm not sure if there would be or not. Into the S's. Well, I apologize, that was not the S's. They are coming up on the S's. There we go. Tyler doing a pretty good job of defending that 4th spot right now. As we are under 2 laps to go at the moment. And our leader, David Shutt, has checked out. He is 15 seconds ahead of 2nd place Landon Lacey. And continuing to pull that gap just a little bit. Tyler really good off that corner. You see Tommy Ryan back there in 6th place. He's about 4 seconds behind both of these guys. Oh, a little bit wide there for the driver of the 16. A lot of pressure being put on right now for the 4th position. That position does matter. This is a big momentum for James if he's able to take that spot away. Tommy is closing in, by the way, as well. He's got about 4 seconds. It was a 6-second gap. Back up front to our leader. He is starting the white flag lap this time. There's the white flag coming out. And he will have to take one more trip around Detroit. So we'll jump back up to him here in just a moment. Right now we're staying with 4th position. The closest spot on the track. And you see why we're staying with it. Right there, it looks like Tyler's a little bit faster coming into the corner and out on the exit. He's able to extend that lead to 1.1. So Tyler Stevens starting his last lap now. We'll jump back up to our leader here in just a few moments. He is nowhere to be seen with nobody else in his mirrors. So hop on board and see what these guys see. There's what these drivers see. There's Tyler Stevens. Working here. And now we will jump up to our leader, David Shutt, as he works through the back part of the track. He's getting ready to hit turns 13 and 14. The final turn right here. Actually, we can go ahead and call this 13. I apologize. And now into 14. And he'll come up these little ways. And, well, David Shutt came in here. He's going to lead all 21 laps. Your winner from Detroit, David Shutt, wins in Michigan. While he wins, we'll jump up back to third. Landon Lacey, by the way, going to finish in a great second place. Great run for him. Mark Wilson third. There's Landon crossing the start-finish line. Mark Wilson in that BMW. Going to cross in third. Tyler Stevens trying to cross in fourth. And it looks like he's going to be pretty comfortable now. James Prostell going to finish in fifth. There you go. Back up to our winner here tonight. It is David Shutt with a big win here from Detroit, Michigan. Picking up, I don't know how many wins he's actually got this season. I don't have the stats up in front of me. I'm going to try to talk to him. Hopefully, we'll be able to speak to him. This track very difficult, and he just dominated it. 21 laps led for him, and there was no competition around. Sim Racing Authority. Of course, we broadcast them on Sunday nights in the Truck Series. We'll see if David joins. It might take a few moments. What we will do is talk to second place, Landon Lacey. Back here. And we'll go ahead and grab Landon now. Landon Lacey, you got a copy?
Yes.
Man, it wasn't easy by any means for you. You had a little bit of trouble here and there, but I don't think you're too disappointed with second.
No, not at all. Last week my plan was to have a top 5, and I finished 5th, and this week was to have a top 3, and we come out 2nd. So past 2 weeks have been very good to me.
And that's something you've done since you came in, man. You have been slowly climbing each week. I think the first week you came in here, I forgot where you finished, like 7th, 8th, something like that, after some problems. You come last week, you finished top 5. This week, finishing 2nd. You just bought this track, man. What was the biggest thing that you was really fighting with tonight?
That corner that I kept hitting the wall in. I don't know what turn that is, but I hit it 3 times tonight. So, but completely knocked the toe out of it the first time, and that was probably about 10 minutes in, so I had to drive another about 5 laps with it just to get to pit road so I could get it fixed and get refueled. But after that, ran pretty well. I hit it again, but it didn't knock the toe out, so came away with a 2nd place finish. Can't be happier.
So I gotta ask you, we do go to a track you actually know a little bit more next week, Road Atlanta. How do you feel about heading there?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be nice to actually go to a track that I actually know by heart and not have to sit here week by week and figure out the tracks that I'm racing on. Because I can tell you, this one right here is hard, because just going into these corners, they're blind corners. You have, I mean, there's some corners that have nothing but a curb for you to look at to see to go into these corners. So it'll be nice to go to Road America next week that I'm familiar with.
Well, man, you did a great job. I'm proud of you myself. So 2nd place, managed to battle through all that at a crazy start. That was insane. So good job. Congratulations. Shout outs and all that stuff.
Yeah, of course. Shout out to Overtake Motorsports. Thank you guys. I mean, you're the team owner. Thank you for everything you do for me. ESPN, you guys put on a great show every week. You know, I've been talking to my girlfriend on the phone the entire race, so thank her for putting up with me. No, she's been great. So
yeah, you won't be racing next week. Good job, that man. I'm proud of you. I'll talk to you soon.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, buddy. So that is Landon Lacey finishing in 2nd place. I don't know if we got Mark Wilson in here or anybody else. So congratulations to our winner, David Shutt, for basically shutting the door here in Michigan. So a great race for him. My thoughts on the race, guys, it was fantastic from start to finish. You're not going to ask for a better road race than that. I'm just going to be real with you. From a guy that broadcast Oval, that is absolutely insane what we've seen. So there's your top 10. Congratulations once again, David Shutt. Good job, Mark Wilson, finishing in 3rd place. Shout out to him for doing that. Tyler Stevens, James Prostell, good finish there for both of them guys. Dennis Griffith battled back. He finished pretty good, 6th place. Bill Palucky, pretty solid. Tommy, you kind of feel bad for, and Terry both. I think we could be looking at a little bit different view here if that wreck wouldn't happen with all them guys. So you got to kind of feel for them a little bit here. Of course, that's racing. Kevin Rydell, another good guy that was really doing great. Robert, another guy that had connection issues. Mark Allen, Gerald Livingston, Ricky Harden. Bertel just struggled tonight. He didn't do that great. I know he wanted more, but the place is tough. Dave Hill in 17th. I know he was really fast. He had trouble starting out as well. And Les Turner, you got to feel for him as well back in 18th. So that is our results, guys, and I believe that is all we have for tonight. So that's going to do it. I'll be back with you guys tomorrow night. We'll drop the hammer on this one, get out of here because it's getting dark and spooky. So y'all have a great night. Take care as always. God bless. We will see you all tomorrow.